All right, welcome back everyone to another Mono Black video here. By far, this is my favorite archetype to play, so obviously we are going to be making a lot of videos about it. This time we're going to be playing some historic best of three. There are some new additions to the historic format that have kind of made this a more viable deck. The main one being Thoughtseize. Obviously, this was just reintroduced with Amonkhet Remastered, and just about everyone is playing it. This isn't quite the full Mono Black list. There is the I forget what it's called. The one card that I'm not running is what's it here? Dread Wanderer is the one card that I would run this over Gutterbones. I just didn't feel like spending the wild cards with Zendikar coming up, and hopefully going to be doing some Amonkhet drafts. Maybe we can get some that way. So I am running Gutterbones in place of that. That's kind of the biggest switch that I would say. The downside to playing Mono Black right now is this deck was kind of not built, but it was very viable to beat Field of the Dead with cards like the enchantment that gives creature tokens -2/-2, and then Legion's End as well were huge against against Field of the Dead decks. But with that now being banned, it'll be interesting to see how the deck plays out. So I have kind of made some speculative changes to the main deck and the sideboard. I've taken out the two main deck Legion's End, added into Agonizing Remorse, and then actually jumping back, I would play the Dread Wanderer in place of Vampire of the Dire Moon. Gutterbones, I would keep. Pioneer is the one where you don't want to play Gutterbones. You would play Blood-Soaked Champion instead of it. So yeah, I've put in Agonizing Remorse in the main deck just to get a little bit more discard along with the Thoughtseize. And then in the sideboard, I've added Leyline of the Void and Davriel in place of the Virulent Plague, I think was the enchantment, and then a few more copies of Legion's End. I've also put in Leyline of the Void in case there's any sort of graveyard decks. We want to try and shut that down as much as we possibly can. As well as I added 2 Cavalier of Knights in place of 2 Phyrexian Obliterators. Basically fills the exact same role if you're playing a red deck. These instantly just get added to the board. But yeah, I think Demonic Embrace is at its best with the Dinosaur, the Rotting Regisaur, which we are not playing right now. I think you could add that. I think there's room for it. I'm just not a huge fan of the card. I like it, but I don't know. I think you could play it. Obviously, there's plenty of things to add in place of it, but we're going to be running this in some best of threes. So let's go ahead and do just that. Let's see. We definitely want to be on the play. No 1-drops is a big yikes. And see, this is where Demonic Embrace isn't the best. Demonic Embrace is kind of like a 3-mana Rankle, because it does basically give something 3/3 flying and haste. So we see an island come down, but it doesn't quite have the upside of the discard and the draw and things like that. So Simic Flash. Their only real threat here is the Ambusher. We can take that next turn. So next turn they'll Growth Spiral. Do I just take Nissa? I think I'm just going to take I think I took a Growth Spiral now and then an Ambusher next time. So we're just going to Brain Maggot again. So Growth Spiral, we'll be able to see what they draw at least. So they drew a Fabled Passage. Right? Or was that in their hand? Oh, a Frilled Mystic. I'm just going to take the Ambusher. It's between that and the Frilled Mystic for me. I don't know what the right call is there. Let's see if they want to counter this. They don't. If I play the Embrace, it probably gets countered. I'm going to play it on the... Yeah, see. In case it didn't get countered, I wanted to make the one that has the Ambusher flying so that they couldn't block it. Because I'm less concerned about them getting a growth spiral at this point in the game.
Strange and magnificent world.
Play Nissa, untap an island, it looks like. Yep.
True power.
Get in for 3. We will spawn and Gutter Bones and swing nothing. So now we can start swinging in the air, we can swing on the ground, we can play the Embrace depending on what we draw, and depending on what they do. Does this make a token of something you control? Yeah, target creature you control.
Harness the elements.
So this looks like just kind of a standard Simic ramp deck. Bang, bang. So let's do this. Swing there. And there. So I could... let's... Oh, can I not? 4. Tap that, sacrifice a desert. Why can I not do that? Anytime you can cast a sorcery... Ow! What a yikes. Golly, that's... See? You gotta read your cards, man. Dang it. Ah, whatever. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Opponent... Thinking. Right. Forgot that was an activated ability. Oops. Llanowar Elves.
Rise, my elemental friend.
Take 9. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, I think we're just dead here. So this is where this is where we're going to get into trouble here because I don't know what to get. I know I want those. The ley lines would stop Uro. So I think we probably want that. I think we cut the embrace. I don't want to cut the... Do I just cut Agonizing Remorse? And a Rankle? I don't know what else I would add. The Cavalier doesn't do a ton for us. The other thing I'm thinking about is maybe Drill Bit, but we just cut the Remorse. I don't think more discard is what we need. Let's see. Definitely want to play first again. Okay, plenty of 1-drops now. They have no turn 1 plays that I'm really scared of, so I'm going to get a Knight down, and then Thoughtseize and Knight again on turn 2, probably. That is if we draw into a land. Fingers crossed. We're running 24, I think. There we go. So we will Thoughtseize them now. They do have a growth spiral. Quick little call from the girlfriend there, my bad. Counter target spell, so we could just swing and pump and just get to beats, because they're going to counter something, and they'll still have growth spiral anyways, so no matter what, if we tried to counter it, or if we tried to play something, they'll counter it, and if we tried to make them discard, they would just do it next turn. So maybe I should have so they couldn't cycle, but I think getting the 1/1 counters, because now we don't need to pump. If they want to block, I'm going to make them do it now. They don't. So let's bait the counter now. Yep. And we'll Brain Maggot now. Let's see what they're working with. I don't really love it because we run so many creatures, but it's fine. I got a couple 3/4s. Let's see here. Okay, so if we can just out aggro the crap out of them, we can do this. We can do this. I think I just want to go all in on making them discard. I would like the drill because we can get it cheap relatively easily. But I think the remorse hits their Uros better. Do I like Rankle or Spawn better? I think I like Spawn. 4 Heartless Act too much? With all the discard they may not get. Let's do that. If I can keep them off Nissa, I don't need Heartless Act. And we've got 10 ways to make them discard. Yeah, let's try this. Game 3, getting close. We will be on the play here, which will make things interesting for us. Oh, man. I can't keep that. We will keep it. What do we ship here? Rankle? I think it's between Rankle and Spawn here. Let's try this. Man, I don't know. I don't know. And a Remorse. They'll probably Growth Spiral because they just always have it. Oh, okay. Well, we keep them off the cycle at least. If I had known we were going to draw into a spawn immediately, then I definitely would have just gotten rid of one. Let's do this now. What are the odds they have another one? We'll try and get this in before Frilled Mystic. Like an Essence Scatter or something, maybe. If they do, it's not the end of the world. We have another one. It just sucks. Okay, good. Whew. There we go. Feels good to resolve that. Arrow's fine. They're tapped out again. I might just play the other spawn. I think I will. And just really get to beating here. That doesn't have haste, so I'm going to kill it immediately. Swing in for a bunch. Love that. I think I Gutter Bones now. In case they have a way to bounce stuff. Got there on the play. Whew. That feels real good. That felt really good. A lot of lands. We're keeping it, but it's a lot of lands. Is this Grixis, maybe? Sultai? Almost nobody plays Dimir. It's sad. Dimir is my favorite color combination. And just nobody plays it. Esper. So probably control. Be interesting to see how game 1 goes here. Luckily no Teferi. Plenty of eliminates though. And nothing we can do. Yeah, see, this is why I think Demonic Embrace just isn't. Man, I don't know, because we're not drawing our 1-drops as much as we should be, I feel like. I feel like we should be drawing into more 1-drops, and we're just not really. Getting a lot of lands here. Wrath of God crushes us.
Keep an open mind.
Another Thoughtseize. Let's see if we can just take their Wrath away. They're just going to Teferi next turn anyways. We're just too slow right now. We're going to get rid of our spawn.
My prowess is unmatched. I have just the trick for this.
Other Teferi. If we get to untap with the spawn, yeah, we probably won't. Probably tuck it.
I'm not.
Yep.
Reverse.
Yeah, I don't know how much we can really do in this game anymore. Yeah. Plus the Wrath. Yikes. We can draw off castle here. We're not really worried about our life total, but we just need to get out of the gates faster, and we need to get them discarding cards. Saves me a point of life on the castle. Spawn. Night. We'll just let them Wrath. Probably end up conceding, unfortunately.
Hurry.
Let's see what they do. Yeah. Alright. Go to game 2 here. Not quite our best matchup there. We want... That only kills creatures, right? Yeah, so we want discard, discard. Probably just want to trim a Rankle. Dire Moon? I don't know how much the Vampire really does for us. Spawn wasn't great that game either. But I think if we can get them discarding, then we'll really be able to take advantage of things like Spawn, of things like Rankle. I don't know if 3 and 3 is the right split there, if we want 4 and 2. We'll go with 3-3 and see what happens. Definitely want to play. Oh, yikes. We just need to be. So that's how this is gonna go. That's really how this is gonna go. We're just gonna draw lands. No. I mean, we have to eliminate, otherwise Gutterbones is dead. We have to draw into something else. to discard the Wrath of God. We're not really worried about Narset. We've got a couple turns to get rid of the Wrath of God, but we really need to. We need the discards to keep coming here. We'll let them play Narset and we'll kill one of them. But we need to draw into a discard spell this turn.
I train every day. No one is more prepared than me.
Got the Rider.
I have reached my limits. But
We
thoughtfulness
really
before
need
action.
Thoughtseize would be great, so we could Thoughtseize and Rider this turn, or Drill Bit. We don't get that. Let's just Davriel
No one
now.
has seen my perish the thought.
I don't want to play into the Wrath next turn. Ditch Narset. Yeah, so they'll probably Wrath us next turn. Or hold open Neutralize, maybe. You don't really want to Wrath just to Gutterbones, yeah. We're just drawing nothing.
Let me pick your brain for a minute.
So let's go to combat. I'm putting stops here so that they think we have something. We obviously don't. Just the Murder Knight, but not a ton we can do there. Play to Fairy, they tuck the Gutterbones.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
Yep.
I'm not ready for you quite yet.
So we hit the Thoughtseize now. Ditch that. They have a Cycle Land. I don't think it's worth ditching the Davriel for it yet. I think we want to keep Davriel around to hopefully get some triggers with the static ability. Keep it on top
We need to
is
move
not a
quickly.
good sign for us. So we know we've got a Gutterbones coming up next draw step. This is a Thoughtseize. Please don't have 2 lands. That's what we're hoping for here. Just gonna cycle it. Okay. Dang it. Once again, just not quite fast enough.
Hurry.
We needed more of our low stuff here. We're 10 cards in and we've drawn 6 lands. I guess 11 if you count. Look at that, 3 Thoughtseize in the top 10. That's kind of crazy. We're just too far behind on cards here, I think. It'll be interesting to see
Let's skip to the good part.
if we can find a way out of this. Not like that, we're not going to. Probably should have hit Teferi actually, now that I think about it. But misplay on our part there. They're just gonna tuck it again. Oh no.
Hold that thought.
Very surprising on their part not to.
I have practiced against meditate and prepare.
Yeah, so they'll probably phase that out on our
If
turn.
nothing else, I will protect the multiverse.
We'll go to combat. That to fairy.
Don't make another move.
Really not sure what it is that the opponent's doing here. I thought for sure they would have phased it out. Target player, what is it? Shuffles their hand and graveyard into their library, then draws 7. Wow. I don't want to concede, but not going great for us here. We've got him down to 6.
Hurry.
It's a yikes. Yeah. Nice. We'll see what we get. Oh, each player? I thought it was target player. You can do this. Let's eliminate. Let's attempt to murder that. I'm surprised they didn't discard a land.
Back's gonna hurt tomorrow.
And we'll pass.
Keep up the pace.
Yeah, no, they've got the castle going too. Shoot. That's infinite blockers for them, basically. We'll pass. Make a token. At least the Brazen Borrower can't block us. And if they do play it, they'll get 1 swing in. We can hit it with the Deadlands. If we need
Let's
to.
skip to the good part.
We might have some outs. We need... Man. I don't even know. Rankle? If we just draw into 2 Rankles? Is that our best bet?
There are so many mysteries to uncover.
Did they just click the wrong one? They did. Sorry. That's fine with me. Yep, fine with me.
This has been
It's
a
only on
waste
your
of
turn,
my
right?
time.
Yeah. They probably have a counterspell, but we have to go for it. We have no real choice. Yep. Drill bit is a thing we can do. We'll just pass. So they can't make a token, they accidentally tapped it. We're gonna take 4 here. Next turn we can
Hold that thought.
kill the borrower. Opponent's been through half their deck. Jeez, an extra 17 cards. Okay, so we've got Rankle number 1. What are the chances they don't have a counterspell? 0? Basically 0. If they counter it, we lose. Discards a card. We can't draw because of Narset. If we don't sacrifice a creature, they kill us. So we have to make them sack. And we don't want to just give them a free card. So they just discard a land, obviously. Keep the borrower, obviously. Make a token. So we need them to not have another borrower or neutralize, and we need to draw into
Let's get
rankle
to the
number
good
2.
part.
Never mind, they'll just phase it
takes
out.
Impressive knowledge to be a temporal archmage.
Darn it. We were close-ish. So they're not even going to swing. Okay, let's... I'm not going to look. Is it a rankle? No, it is not. Bummer. We're not dead. Actually, we are now. Basically. Get rid of Teferi. Doesn't really matter. Do that. Doesn't really matter. Probably shouldn't have played the Thoughtseize because that killed us, but bummer. Honestly, I think the Embrace is not worth it. I don't think we need it. I don't know that Davriel is worth it either, honestly. What should we add? Let's see. What are some black cards we could add? How about this? Let's just do this. Let's just get a couple Dread Wanderers. Okay. We'll get 2 of those. 3 of them? Okay. We'll get 3. Oh, I forgot to make them. Oops. Craft it. Alright. So there. We'll go with that. For the main deck, the sideboard, we'll keep it the same. I don't know that we need ley lines. Didn't really see any graveyard stuff. The only thing that I could think of is the Sultai list, but that I don't know how much play it sees. And honestly, Cling to Dust was something that I was looking at that may just be a better alternative. Or actually, here we go. You know what? Let's do this. Let's trim those and put in 2 Timorets. Whoops. Put 2 Timorets in the sideboard. How about that? I think I like that better. I'm gonna go up to 3. And Davriel. He didn't do a ton for us.